Alright everyone, welcome back to the Armory. Today we're diving into one of the most important parts of firearm ownership, cleaning and maintenance. Whether you're brand new to shooting or a seasoned carrier, keeping your firearm clean is key to reliability, accuracy, and safety. I'm gonna walk you through the full clean process step by step, from disassembly to lubrication, with tips to keep your firearm in top condition. Let's get started. So first, what are you gonna need? I have my own cleaning mat right here. This is just a Glock cleaning mat. Very simple. I recommend a cleaning mat. That way your desk isn't getting messed up or wherever you happen to clean your firearms. You can also just use a rag. So I have a rag here. So if I didn't have this, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just lay my rag down. Simple as that. Next, what you're gonna need, obviously, your firearm. So today, I took my shadow systems to the range, so now we gotta clean it. It's probably gonna be a little dirty, not too bad. I think I put maybe 100 rounds through it. Another thing that you're gonna need is lubrication. So what I use, and I'm a big fan of, is the company Shooter Lube. I'm not sponsored by them in any way. It's just kind of what I use. I find them to be a very good company. Otherwise, what you can do is you can go on Amazon. You can just get basic CLP. I recommend the CLP because it's gonna clean, lubricant, and preserve your firearm, so it's not gonna get rusted or anything crazy like that. Other things that you're gonna need, I recommend getting a barrel punch. We'll actually take this out later in the video to clean your barrel. Obviously, you're gonna wanna make sure you have the right caliber. Another thing I recommend, simple, baby wipes. Clean and getting the grime out. Q-tips are also a big one. They make specific ones for clean guns. You can get these on Amazon too. Very simple. Step one, we're gonna do that field strip. So if we remember how to do it for a shadow system, it's gonna be pretty much the same as like a Glock. Rule number one, most important step, make sure the weapon is safe, that there's no ammo, no magazine. We're gonna lock it to the rear, just like so. We're gonna physically check and visibly check. Nothing in there. We can see right through to the mat and we got nothing in our chamber. It's a clear firearm. Now, simple, step one, pull the trigger. Remember, this is gonna be for Glock, shadow systems, and any field strip assemblies that are similar to a Glock. So we're gonna pull it back just a little bit, use our takedown levers on the side, and our barrel is gonna pull right off. So again, that's using these takedown levers on both sides. So let's see how dirty our bottom is. Not too bad. You can kind of see all the grime that we got built up in there. We're gonna take our recoil spring out and our barrel out. So now you can see all that dirt we got built up in the slide. You can already see my hands are already dirty a little bit on the tips just from disassembling it. So usually what I'll do is I will kind of put them off to the side and we'll start with one piece, okay? So first we'll start out with our actual handle. So what I'll do is first I'll just give it a little wipe down. So we'll grab a baby wipe and just wipe it down, making sure we get in all the crevices. We are gonna see, just not even doing a whole lot, we can see all that dirt. Also take a rag too, pretty much do the exact same thing, get what I can out. Pretty much just dry it down. And then we'll grab our stage one from Shooter Lube, give it a couple sprays, and we'll do the same thing. So what that solvent is gonna do is it's gonna get all that grime and carbon that's built up out, loosen it up a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll grab Q-tips and I'll just start getting in these little spots. You can already see, look at all that. All that grime, just from a simple, make sure we're getting into the crevices in here. Now I'll kind of just, what we'll do is we'll work from back to front is what I'll typically do. Making sure we're getting in all the areas. What you can do too is if you have an air compressor, you can just blow air on it too. It'll get a lot of this gunk out. You can also use the back as well to get some gunk if you got anything stuck. I already got a bunch of stuff unstuck just by using the back of my Q-tip. Sometimes they'll break off if you're using too much pressure, but that's fine. And usually what I'll do is I'll give it one more wipe down. What you can do too is if your magazine well is dirty, you can feed your towel through it a little bit. When we're cleaning, remember, we don't want it to be super dry. Again, we're gonna be using our gun oil later to make sure that it stays lubricated. That's pretty good for our handle, so we'll move it on to our completed side. So we'll have our not completed side and our completed side. Next, we'll go over to our recoil spring. We'll just take our baby wipe. Our recoil spring is probably gonna be the easiest part. Just gotta make sure there's no gunk built up in here. You can see that's pretty shiny. We got no black marks or anything like that. So you can kind of see recoil spring wasn't too dirty, not too bad. Now for the barrel, what I'll do is I'll do a quick wipe down of the outside Yeah, we can see how dirty that is. Well, I like to do it every time I shoot, go to the range. I'll do a quick clean. Obviously, this one's gonna be a little more in depth, but a quick wipe down and a lubricant is pretty much all you need, especially if it's your duty gun, your concealed carry gun. You wanna make sure it's clean and operable. Because if you have a dirty firearm, if you get involved in something, there's always that chance it's not gonna work. So what we'll do is we'll grab our bore snake. This is gonna be our bore snake. What I really like about this one is it has our metal edges right here, so it'll really get inside there. And then this will be the snake part of it. So simply what you do is you take the end, you're gonna feed it through the barrel. All you do is pull on the other side. Just like that. And you can already see how the inside of our barrel is nice and shiny and clean. Now you can give that a couple swipes and our barrel will be done. Next, we're gonna get our top. So again, we're gonna do a little wipe down. A nice thing about having your gun mat too is when you have an optic on the top, you're not gonna be pushing into a hard surface. And we can already see how dirty that was. We'll take a Q-tip, we'll just get down on the sides, make sure we're getting all the crevices. Built up a little bit right here. And this is gonna be where the actual firing pin is, so wanna make sure that's all clean too on the inside right here. Make sure we're getting all the corners. And we can see just how dirty that was. And it's really caked down here a little bit. So again, we'll grab some of our solvent. The reason I didn't use that in my barrel or recoil spraying is just it wasn't super dirty there. But that's definitely something where you can spray it on too. I'll get one more Q-tip to try and dry out all these corners. We'll take our rag. And I'll have it. So now that we have the entire thing clean, we're gonna put it back together. Simple, we're gonna take our barrel. Remember, all this part where it's not flat is gonna be going face up. Flat part's gonna be face down. And for our recoil spray, we're gonna remember our black part of it is gonna be facing out towards the barrel, and the silver part's gonna be going on that second ridge right there. So you can see how not this first ridge, but that bottom one. Just like that, nice and secure. This is gonna be where we're gonna pause right here. So next we're gonna take our oil, our lubricant. Where I like to do it is gonna be on the working parts of the gun. We're gonna put a couple drops up here, and then along the sides right here. And we're gonna put it back together, making sure that our metal grooves right there are gonna be going into the little slots. Nice and level across the entire way. And all we're gonna do is rack it a few times, just to get that lube in there a little bit more. And there we have it, a clean, lubricated firearm, ready to be used for your concealed carry, ready for duty purposes, or ready to go into your safe. Now, if you want an actual review of this Shadow Systems DR920, we actually already have it up on our YouTube channel. We'll have that link down below. That's gonna wrap up our clean guide. Our firearm again is good to go. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next review, training video, or firearm tip. Again, check out thearmorywi.com for upcoming CCW classes, and don't forget to grab your free USCCA concealed carry guides that are going to be linked below. Stay safe, stay sharp, and we'll see you next time.